Hi, I'm Rhiannon Faith, and I'm here to tell you a story. So, I come from a long legacy of Girl Scouts. My grandmother was a Girl Scout, my mom, myself, and my daughters have all been Girl Scouts. And I really loved the organization when I was young, and I even did an externship with Girl Scouts at one point in my early 20s and really enjoyed that experience. Had a lot of fun. But when I was young and a Girl Scout, I was a member, particularly in fourth and fifth grade, I was a member of a very distinctive troop type. So my leader, my troop leader, she was lovely and wonderful, but she was very specific in the ways she liked things to be done. And so she was a vegan and really preferred like an all natural dynamic for her kids and her family. And so she taught us that. Now, a lot of that was valuable, like life skills and, how to be more or less survivalists without, extremities or extremes, one way or another. But whenever we would go on a trip as a troop, we had to rough it. There was no cabin camping for us. That was like way too advanced, honestly. Like just not, there's no chance of that, okay? We were allowed to use tents, and we had to, like, more often than not, we were not permitted to have like running water. We had like the dunk bags for our stuff, for our utensils and things. We had our kitchen chart and like our chore chart for camp. It was like a whole thing. So we were always roughing it. My most specific and impactful memory from Girl Scouts in this troop was while we were working on our livestock badge. Now, you could go and see some portion of livestock commerce. So what did my leader take us to go to? The slaughterhouse. Now, that's an obvious choice, right? Let's take a bunch of 9 and 10-year-old girls, 10 and 11-year-old girls, I guess, the troop age, to the slaughterhouse. So thank God my mom was a co-leader. So I made it up the first couple of steps into the slaughterhouse, and I saw things I could like just never unsee, which I won't tell you because this should be safe for all audiences. But you can imagine all of the horrible things. And the smell is just so pungent and aggressive. I start dry heaving. I'm trying to walk up the steps. I slip on a discarded chunk of fat from a cow, and that was the final undoing. I hightailed it right back out of there. I waited outside for the rest of my troop. My mom came with me, thank God, although I was leaving whether she was coming or not. And the rest of the girls went through and they're like, oh, it wasn't so bad. Once you got into the freezers, I'll pass, okay? I don't need to know that much about where the food came from. I'm happy to stay in an ignorant state. Do you have a traumatic childhood story? Tell me about it in the comments. Come back again. I'll tell you another story.